Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 9 p.m. English News Edition. Here are the top stories. First public session of the second ordinary session of 2025. And for the international news, Africa calls on Washington for a debt memorandum and more flexible financing in the face of a persistent development. The details now, in accordance with the provisions of Article 52 of the Constitution, His Excellency Honorable Dilaita Mohamed Dilaita, President of the National Assembly, presided over the inaugural public sitting of the second ordinary session of the 90th Legislature on Wednesday, October 22, 2025. The session was held in the esteemed presence of His Excellency Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, along with members of the government and the full assembly of MPs. In his opening remarks, the President of the National Assembly extended his cordial greetings and proceeding with the formal reading of the agenda, which was primarily dedicated to the deliberation and adoption of three significant legislative proposals: Draft Bill number 183, year 2025, 90th legislation, ratification of the Statute of the Labor Center of Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC, Draft Bill number 184, year 25, 90th legislature, approval of the financial account of the Military Pension Fund, CMR, for the fiscal year 2024, Draft Bill number 186, year 2025, 90th legislature, adoption of the financial accounts of the Central Laboratory for Building and Equipment, LCBE, for the fiscal year 2024. In the course of this session, several members of parliament raised pertinent concerns with the executive regarding to the socio-economic conditions of private transport workers, as well as issues related to governance and internal oversight of the LCBE's technical operation in the fulfillment of its public service mandate. Responding to this inquiry, the Prime Minister, His Excellency Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, offered detailed and clarifying statement. He reiterated that the private transport sector does not fall directly under this under state management, but emphasized that the governance exercises its sovereign prerogative in this area, notably in regulating road traffic, ensuring public safety, and overseeing the transport and lawful conduct of union election among transport operators. With respect of the LCBE, the Prime Minister elucidated the nature and scope of its mandate, which consists of ensuring the quality control of materials employed in public and private construction projects. Following the adoption of the aforementioned legislative text, His Excellency Dilaita Mohamed Dilaita announced that the next public session will convene in Sunday, October 26, 2025. This upcoming session will be exclusively devoted to the examination and voting on the constitutional revision. His Excellency Dilaita Mohamed Dilaita further emphasized the profound historical, legal, and normative significance of the ongoing constitutional revision, characterizing it as a decisive and transformative juncture in the Republic's institutional and democratic evolution. He described this reform as a fundamental act of renewal, both juridical and structural, that reflects the aspiration of the nation for a more modern, coherent, and resilient constitutional framework. In his remark, the President of the National Assembly underscored that such a process is not merely a technical adjustment of legal provision, but a solemn exercise in reaffirming the values, principles, and long-term vision of the Republic of Djibouti as it moves forward on its republican path. And now, during the deliberation, several MPs took the floor to question the executive on pressing socio-economic concerns affecting workers in the private transport sector. This intervention reflects a shared sense of urgency regarding the precarious working conditions. MPs called for a stronger government engagement, clear regulatory frameworks, and improved mechanism for dialogue and accountability. In the response to this concern, the Prime Minister, His Excellency Mr. Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, delivered a comprehensive statement in which he sought to clarify the institutional boundaries and the scope of governmental responsibility with regard to the private transport sector. He firmly underscored that this sector the government retains a fundamental role and its sovereign prerogatives, particularly in matters related to the regulation of road traffic, the preservation of public safety, and the supervision of trade union election within the transport community. During this session, MPs also raised the important question directed at the executive concerning governance and internal control over the technical operation of the LCBE, the Central Laboratory for Building and Equipment, in the execution of its public service mission. The deputies expressed concern about the adequacy and effectiveness of the oversight mechanism, transparency in the operational procedure, and the accountability framework governing the LCBE's activities. In response regarding the LCBE, the Prime Minister took the floor to provide detailed clarification on the scope and nature of its mission. He highlighted that the LCBE is fundamental tasked with ensuring rigorous quality control of construction materials used in both public and private sector projects, which is indispensable to safeguarding the safety, compliance, and long-term durability of the country's infrastructure. He emphasized that the laboratory operates within a strict regulatory framework designed to uphold national construction standards, thereby preventing the use of substandard materials that could compromise structural integrity and public safety. Furthermore, the Prime Minister stressed that the LCBE's work is crucial in supporting sustainable development and reinforcing public trust in the quality and resilience of built environment. At the conclusion, His Excellency Mr. Dileita Mohamed Dileita, President of the National Assembly, on the closure formally announced that the next public sitting is scheduled to take place on Sunday, October 26, 2025. This highly anticipated session will be specifically and exclusively devoted to the comprehensive examination, detailed debate, and final adoption vote concerning the proposed revision of the Constitution. He emphasized the paramount importance of this session as a critical milestone in the nation's legislative calendar, underscoring that the constitutional revision represents a fundamental step toward reinforcing the legal and institutional framework of the Republic. This session, he noted, demands the full attention and deliberate participation of all MPs, given its far-reaching implication for the country's governance, democratic principles, and future development. And now we communicate from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation following the serious accident caused by the collision between two trains in Shinile, Ethiopia on October 21st, 2025, which unfortunately resulted in the death of 15 people and left 29 injured. The government and people of Djibouti extended their sincere condolences to the family of the victim and wish a speedy recovery to the injured. The Republic of Djibouti expressed its full solidarity and sympathy to the government and people of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia during this difficult time. Now for the national news, as part of his inaugural official visit to the Republic of Djibouti, His Excellency Sheikh Mokhtar Robo Ali, Ministry of Religious Affairs and Waqf of the Ministry of the Federal Republic of Somalia, paid a visit this morning to the Diwan Zakat, marking the third stop on his official itinerary in the country. Upon arrival at the headquarters of the Diwan, he was warmly received by Mr. Mumin Hassan Barre, Minister of Muslim Affairs and Waqf Properties, accompanied by his Secretary General, the Director General of the Diwan Zakat, as well as 7 senior officials from the ministry. At the outset of the visit, the Djiboutian Minister of Muslim Affairs extended a heartfelt welcome to his Somali counterpart and his delegation, underscoring the significance of this visit in strengthening bilateral ties. During a meeting, the Director General of Diwan Zakat delivered a detailed presentation on the establishment of this national institution founded in 2004 at the initiative of the President of the Republic, the Head of State, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh. The institution was created to establish a modern institutional framework for the management of zakat and to transform it into an effective tool for social solidarity and sustainable development. The presentation also highlighted the main areas of action of the Diwan Zakat, notably the evolution of zakat revenue since 2005, the orphan sponsorship program launched by the President in 2007, as well as the financing of small income generating projects aimed at economically and socially empowering vulnerable groups. Sheikh Mokhtar Robo Ali praised the remarkable efforts and tangible achievement observed, emphasizing that Djibouti's experience services as a model to be emulated within the Arab and Islamic worlds for mobilizing zakat funds in support of social development and poverty alleviation. And now His Excellency Ahmed Ali Barre, Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to Egypt, permanent representative to the League of Arab States, participated in the 5th edition of the Aswan Forum for Peace and Sustainable Development held in the city of Aswan, Egypt on October 19 and 20, 2025. He was accompanied by Mrs. Yasmin Hassan Idris, consul at the Djibouti Embassy in Cairo. The forum was inaugurated by Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, who delivered a video message expressing his gratitude and welcoming the ministers, ambassadors, and senior officials in attendance. The opening session also featured the participation of Egypt's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Badr Abdulati, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, Somali Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre, Angolan Minister of Foreign Affairs, and several other ministers and senior officials. Somali Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre delivered a speech in which he thanked Djibouti for its ongoing role in promoting stability in Somalia. Representing Djibouti on behalf of the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Abdulqadir Hussein Omar, and government spokesperson Ambassador Ahmed Ali Barre actively participated in the various forum sessions. He reaffirmed Djibouti's full support for the issues discussed during this fifth edition, especially those related to crisis resolution in the Horn of Africa and East Africa, including the situation in Sudan. And now the third IGAD Ministerial Conference on Labor, Employment and Labor Migration shared by Djibouti opened on October 21, 2025 in Nairobi, Kenya. Djibouti reaffirmed its commitment to safe, human and regulated labor migration at this regional event held at the team enhancing governance of labor migration and mobility for prosperity. The conference gathered representatives from IGAD member states, social partners, trade unions, employers, organizations, and international bodies with support from the European Union and ILO. Djibouti was represented by a delegation led by Mr. Suleiman Moumin Roble, Secretary General of the Ministry of Interior and chair of IGAD's Free Movement Cluster. Ambassador Musa Ali Megag, IGAD's Director of Health and Social Development, highlighted three key priorities: monitoring the Djibouti declaration on labor, addressing irregular migration, Red Sea route, promoting the IGAD single visa initiative to boost regional economic integration and mobility. Let's listen now to the IGAD's Director of Health, Mr. Musa Ali Megag.
You see that we are progressing well in the ratification of this, important component of the free movement. The signature of the protocol by 5 out of 7 IGAD member states is statement that a free movement of persons regime is important for the region's prosperity and development. It is worth nothing that even the Republic of Djibouti and the Republic of Kenya, who have not signed the protocol, enjoy bilateral arrangements on free movement of persons with some countries in the region, again showcasing the importance of cross-border cooperation in facilitating the free movement of persons in the regions. The IGAD protocol on free movement of persons in IGAD regions is therefore an instrument that provides a solution in the following ways: providing citizens
a big privilege, an honor as chair of IGAD to talk to you during this regional experts meeting within the preparation of the third ministerial conference of IGAD on labor, employment, and labor migration. First and foremost, I would like to thank the government and the people of Kenya for their hospitality and warm welcome that they gave to all delegates. I would also like to thank the Secretariat of IGAD, as well as the support of the International Labour Organization. Your coordination, your exemplary support.
And now we're going to the north this morning. The city of Obok come alive with the launch of the National Week of Sport and Health for All, initiated by the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training in collaboration with the Ministry of Health. The Awareness and Promotion Week for Physical Activity and Health will take place from October 19 to 23rd. The opening ceremony was held in the front of the Obok Prefecture, starting with a sports walk leading participant, the Obok Technical High School. Local authorities, teachers, students, and athletes participated to highlight the importance of physical activity for health. Motivational speeches from local officials and education leaders emphasized the role of physical exercise in promoting health and well-being, especially among students, and stressed also the school's role in encouraging sports. During the event, sports equipment, including balls and trophies, was handed over the local schools to support sports practices and encourage physical activity among students. The nationally launched National Week of Sport and Health for All aims to raise awareness about the benefits of physical activities and promote sports, encouraging young people to adopt a healthy and active lifestyle. And now the regional inspector expressed great enthusiasm and delight about this event, highlighting its significance in promoting health and physical activity within the community in Obok. And now the prefect of Obok, Mr. Musa Aden Bigani, strongly emphasized the critical role of regular physical exercise in enhancing health and overall well-being, especially among students, and underscored the indispensable responsibility of school in actively promoting and encouraging sustained participation in sport and physical activities. The official ceremony to launch the construction of the road connecting the village of Holhol to the new railway station took place yesterday in the Holhol sub-prefecture. The event was co-chaired by Mr. Abdurrahman Ali Ahmed, Director General of the Urban Rehabilitation and Social Housing Agency, Arilos, Mr. Shamark Hassan Alale, President of the Regional Council of Ali Sibieh, Mr. Mustafa Hassan Waberi, Sub-Prefect of Holhol, in the presence of village elders, notables, and residents. The project involves developing a 1.8 kilometer long, 10-meter wide road. This new road will create job opportunities for youth and improve the connection between the village and the railway station. Responding to a strong community demand, the road will facilitate passenger transport, supply essential goods, and boost local socio-economic development. In addition to roads, Arilos is funding the electrification of water wells to enhance access to potable water in collaboration with the Electricity of Djibouti EDD and the Directorate of Rural Hydraulics. And now the head of Arilos, Wanmi, expressed his profound satisfaction and optimism regarding the commencement of the development works, highlighting the project's significant impact on improving local infrastructure, creating employment opportunities, and enhancing the overall quality of life for the community. He reiterated his commitment to ensuring the successful completion of this project and its positive contribution to sustainable regional development. We're going to Tajura now. The Custom Division of the Tajura region, led by Ismail Shide, in collaboration with the National Police, carried out yesterday in the Dora sub-prefecture the arrest and destruction of a significant quantity of smuggled goods. The seized merchandise mainly consisted of cats, with an estimated weight of 11,000 of smuggled cat. The Custom Division of Tajura region immediately applied the procedure in force for such cases by destroying the merchandise illegally brought into the territory for commercial purposes. In the region now, the 11th edition of the Taina Forum will take place from October 24th to 26th, 2025 in Bahir Dar and Addis Ababa, highlighting security dynamics in the Horn of Africa, organizers announced. This session comes at a pivotal moment for Ethiopia, the region, and the entire African continent. The forum will start in Bahir Dar and continue at the Auda Victory Memorial Museum in Addis Ababa. According to organizers, the first day in Bahardal will come over three main themes. The forum will also analyze ongoing security trends in the Horn of Africa and propose strategies to manage transition in the increasingly unpredictable international environment. Now, for the international news, facing a global economic slowdown and a series of successive shocks, Africa is now under unprecedented financial pressure threatening its development trajectory.
Faced with a global economic slowdown and a series of shocks, Africa is now facing an unprecedented financial pressure that threatens its development trajectory. At the annual meeting of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank held in Washington, Africa Finance Minister launched a collective appeal to the international community for a temporary moratorium on debt service and a more flexible and less costly financing mechanism, allowing the continent its state to maintain fiscal stability without compromising essential social sectors. According to the African official, their countries must address an annual deficit of more than $100 billion to finance the infrastructure project needed for the development.
And now in the Middle East, the Palestinian resistance movement Hamas handed over the two bodies to Israel on Wednesday through the International Committee of the Red Cross.
Palestinian resistance movement Hamas handed over two bodies to Israel this Wednesday through the international community of the Red Cross as part of the implementation of the ceasefire agreement in effect in Gaza Strip since the beginning of October. According to a statement from the Israeli army, the returned bodies are those of area and Israel civilian, but also the army stated that remains were transferred from Gaza following logistical coordination with the Red Cross. With this return, the total number of bodies handed over by Palestinian resistance movement Hamas since the ceasefire came into effect now stand at 13. Several other Israeli remains are reportedly still being held in Gaza Strip.
This is it for this 9 p.m. English News Edition. Thank you for watching us. Stay tuned for more on RTD.